Hi, this is Mandy from Sunflowers and Doors. Welcome back to my channel. So today I am going to be sharing with you a really cool little project. It was from Natash at Treasure Books, and it makes the most beautiful little gift. And as Christmas is just around the corner, I thought it was a perfect time to share it with you. And it makes this beautiful gift that you can give away for Christmas. And it is made out of one piece of 12 by 12 paper or card. And basically, this is what you end up with. So I will show you. I'm not going to undo this one. I've already undone this, and this is already earmarked for somebody. So I just want to give you the kind of final view, and I'll show you then how to make it. Okie doke. So let me just put this somewhere safe. So we're going to start off with an A4. Sorry, I keep saying A4. Must want to work with A4. We're going to start off with I'm going to turn thread on because it's coming up to Christmas, and I'm actually going to light my candle as well, just because it's getting a bit cold. So we are going to use a piece of 12 by 12. Now, I've recently just bought this. This is Craft Consortium, and I bought a few pads in it, and it is just absolutely just beautiful. I think there's 40 pages, 200 GSM paper, 150 GSM pearlescent papers, acid-free with elegant effects, and they're 12 by 12s. Some of these have got textures on them which are just beautiful. I don't think you can see them, but the texture on that is just stunning. So I'm not going to use a textured one purely because I'm going to use a different technique in this. These are textured as well, and so you won't notice the techniques that I'm going to use. So I may use some of these elements for embellishing, but we can come back to that. And the same on the front. There's some beautiful pieces on the front as well that we could use to embellish. Okay, so I'm going to choose something, and I think I'm just going to go for this one here. Now, I've been told if you bend these back and forth a bit, they tend to come off quite easily, because I struggle with the Tim Holtz ones. Okay. So we've got our piece here, and all we're going to do is we're going to cut this into 4 separate pieces. Okay. Now I have sillily, is that a word? I've left my measurements on my phone, which I'm now using to record. So I'm just gonna make some measurements from one of the ones that I have here. In fact, if you bear with me. Okay, so I'm going to get my big cutter out, and we are going to cut at 5.5 inches is going to be our first cut. And then still using that 5.5 inches, I'm going to cut 8.5 inches when we turn that the opposite way. So we've got 5.5 inches in length, 8.5 inches over here, which will give us, 3.5 inches here. So that's our one cut, or 2 cuts. And on this one, we've already cut off 5.5 inches, so that will give us 6.5 inches in length. So I'm going to cut this at 9.5 inches. Okay. So we're left with we're left with 4 pieces, and these make up the 12 by 12. Yeah. So we're going to start with, which one should we start with? I think we're going to start with this one here because it's really, really straightforward. So I'm just going to pop these to one side. I'm going to fold this in half. Like that. Okay. And then I'm going to do some measurements on here. So what I'm going to measure is I'm going to measure in. I'm going to come in 2 centimetres from the left. Just make a little pencil line. I'm going to come in 2 centimetres from the right. And I'm going to come down 3 inches there, and let's just put that centre. 12, so 6. Oh, that wasn't bad. So I've come in 2 centimetres from the left, 2 centimetres from the right, and I've gone down 3 inches and just made some little marks. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to join this top mark with the middle piece here, and I'm going to do exactly the same on the other side, like that. Okay, so we've got a triangle. Sorry, just making myself comfortable. Okay, and what I'm going to do with this triangle is I'm going to cut it out. Okay, so just cut that out, and I am going to use my pencil. I'm going to just trim that a second because it looks a bit, it's better. And I'm going to use my rubber, to just rub off any pencil lines that may still be there. Okay, like so. Okay. So we're not going to throw this away, we're going to keep this because we will use it. But that's all we're doing with that piece at the moment. Okay, so we're going to pop these 2 to one side. Now, this one here, I'm going to do something very similar. I'm going to come in 1 centimetre, and you can make these measurements fit whatever you want them to fit. These are just what I'm doing at the moment, but you literally can make them whatever you want them to be. And I'm going to come in below the 3, so it's about ½ an inch, so 2.5 inches on this one. This is 6.5, so it's going to be 3.25. Oh, that is spot on. And I'm going to do the same. I'm just going to draw a line with my pencil on both sides. Okay, and I'm going to cut that out as well. Okay. Just wipe off any of those pencil marks that are showing. And again, we're going to keep this piece here. I'm going to keep this piece here, but that's all we're doing for it for the time being. So we'll pop those to one side. We've got 2 pieces left. With this one here, I'm going to just fold it over in half. That's all I'm going to do. Like that. And with this one here, I'm going to work out where my half is first. Oops, daisy. Just by tucking a little bit there, because I don't want to put a crease in it. But I'm just going to put a little mark in. And I'm going to get my scoreboard. And I am going to come 1/4 of an inch one side and 1/4 of an inch the other side. Okay. And I'm going to pop that back. Excuse me if the table is shaking. Now with this one, I'm going to quickly, let's get rid of that mark. And I am going to quickly just put a rounding on the corners. This is super quick, and it's a fantastic project. I absolutely love it. Okay, and at those score lines, I'm just going to fold here and make them a little bit more pronounced, and the same over here. Okay, so we end up with this shape here. Now this next step I'm going to take, you don't have to take. You can work with the card as it is. I'm going to use some acetate, and the only reason I'm not acetate, some laminate pouches, and the only reason I'm going to do it is because I have them. Natasha used them in her project, and I like the fact that they will make this project more robust, and it will probably last longer. But I have the pouches here that I've had here for donkey's years. So, you know, with all of the issues around plastic and the environment at the moment, I wouldn't necessarily go out and buy some. But I do have them here, so that is why I'm going to use them. So just bear with me one moment. Okay, so all of these now have been laminated. It's not mandatory, like I said. It's not, you know, if you don't want to laminate them, don't. Just make sure you're using card that is pretty sturdy and will kind of stand up a bit to the test of time. Okay, so I've cut all of these now around the laminate. I haven't gone too close because we don't want them to come undone. And these are all our pieces. Okay, what I'm now going to do is, you'll see from these the folds, because they were folded before they were laminated, the folds are actually quite easy to carry on with and work with. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a few clips to hold these in place, because I am then going to sew them. So I just want to make sure that they're in place enough that it doesn't move when I sew. The first time I did this, I didn't hold these together, and I ended up with a bit of a buckle, so which didn't look great. But so that'll be the one. Okay, this one here we're not going to sew, but I'm just going to fold this back on its lines. Now, if you want to put something on the front of these to embellish them more, so like a bit of a plaque or a whatever, you can do that. Just make sure you do it before you laminate it, obviously. This one here is just a simple fold. Okay, so the next step, these two pieces, which we could quite easily have thrown away, we're not going to. Instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to sew these like this. And oops, it's on the floor, and all will become clear. Okay, so I'm just going to put some clips on there as well. Right, and now I need to get some card. I think I'm going to go with, I think, I don't know whether to go with cream or, I don't know whether I prefer cream for this, or cream does look nice. I think cream probably looks a little bit kind of classier than the brown. So we'll go with cream. I think the cream will look nice. So what I'm having to do now is I'm going to measure this, and this is 6.5 centimetres, and I'm measuring from the acetate now, not from the card. 6.5 by 16 3/4. So I'm going to cut a piece off to that measurement first. 6.5. You know what, I'm going to get a big one out. Okay, let's do the 16 3/4 first. So I'm going to go just slightly up because I prefer to cut off if I've got it wrong. Then get it wrong and not be able to change it. We said 6.5, didn't we, for the other one? Okay. So I'm hoping this is now going to fit on here if we've done the measurements right. And it does, which is great. If you want, you can have it go in just over, so you've got more of a kind of a ridge, if you know what I mean. I'm quite happy with that, like that. Okay. So I think actually I'm going to put a touch of glue down on here before I do anything else, because I'm going to sew it, but this one moves really badly if I get the sewing wrong. So just a little bit. And I'm going to pop that on there, like that. Okay, so I'm going to pop that on there, that on there. And that on there. Okay, then the next thing we want to do, while we've still got our card here, is we need to create a piece that's smaller than that. So 16.5 was our length, and that should be still the case there, just under, so we can take some of that off. And 6.5, so I'm going to go for 5.5. I'm going to cut the corners off. Like that. And we're going to check, because the idea is that this is going to fit in here. Just want to make sure size-wise that should be fine. So give me a few minutes and I'm just going to go and sew these 3 pieces here. I'll be right back. Okay, so we have sewn our bookmark cover. we've sewn our little goodies folder, possibly ephemera folder, whatever you want to do with that. And we've sold this cute little thing here. So I will come to that as we kind of crack on. Okay. So this one here, we don't need to do anything else with. I'm just going to pop that under the candle because it's a little bit off center, a little bit wobbly. This one we don't need to do anything else with. This one we don't, but we do with these three. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to check to see if this, our bookmark, will pop in to our bookmark holder. It's going to be a bit of a tight fit, so we may need to trim it down a bit, but this has only just been sewn, and we've also got a touch of glue in there as well. So let me just open that out, and then we'll see how much room we've got to play with. Okay, that's okay. So it's a bit big, a bit tall, I think, but yeah, I'm going to take a little bit off that before we do anything else. Okay. And I'm going to round those corners again. If you ink your projects, then ink away. I'm generally really bad for inking, but in fairness, I don't want to spoil the colours on this one. I think they're just too pretty, you know. Okay, so I'm going to decorate this before we do anything else. I'm just going to have to reach over. Sorry. There's a couple of things that come with these packs, which is these two. Some washi tape, which I thought would be beautiful, and little charms. So I'm going to grab the washi, and I'm gonna grab one of these charms. I'm not really sure how they stitch these in. Okay. They don't want to go back in there, so I'll just pop those over there for now. So. I'm going to put a charm in this. So I'm going to use this to put a little kind of bookmark hole. We're going to use our charm, and all I'm going to do is use a little bit of washi tape to decorate this, that's all. Literally. And the washi tape is really, really beautiful. And I think I'm going to just stick to 2 layers of this. Like that. And I'm just going to cut the ends of those off. She says, well, she cuts half the card off as well. I've always been a little bit lethal with scissors. Okay, so we'll try again just with the washi. And I'm going to grab my jump rings. I should have one of those colours in here. I have there, I can see it, but can I get it? Yeah, there we go. Like, oh gosh, come on. Like so. So I'm going to pop this in here. Like that. And I'm going to see, I've got a little bit of lace here. It's not particularly the type of lace I'd like to use with this, in fairness. I'm going to have to use something, so let's go and see what else I've got. Okay, sorry, I forgot to start filming again, but I've just grabbed a little bit of lace, this lace here, which I thought went really well. It's got a hint of pink in it as well, which picks up on these hints here. So I've just tucked that through here and put a little charm there. You could stamp this as well if you wanted, and it leaves some journal space for the back. So that will pop in here, like so. And we have got a bookmark and a bookmark cover. Again, you can embellish this, you can do whatever, you can put a label on it, you can really just, you know, jazz this up, make it look really, put another little piece of lace on, could possibly even use some of this flower here, like, so you could put some of this on here and put another little label on that. That would look really, really pretty as well. I'm not going to do anything with it at the moment, but that is an option. So that's our bookmark. Okay, this one here is going to be like an ephemera holder where you can just literally pop loads and loads of different bits and pieces. Whatever you're fancying, you can pop in that. So our bookmark and our ephemera holder. Let's pop him over there. Okay, we've got 2 pieces left. And these 2 pieces are going to be journals. Slightly bigger one, slightly smaller one. Okay, what we're going to do with the journals is for this one here, we are going to get a piece of anything pretty much that's long enough for what we need. And I think this will probably be long enough for what I need. No, let's go with a full size just to be safe. No, it's nowhere near big enough. Okay, so this one here, we're going to fold it here, there. Okay, so I'm just going to fold this one in half again. This is a really crude way of doing it, but it'll do the job, you know. So all I'm going to do, I'm not going to measure, I'm just going to put in some marks as to where I'm going to sew this in. Okay, now I'm going to just grab a little pencil-y thing, a little pokey tool, and I'm going to just make some really small marks in there, and let's just see, am I happy with those? Yeah, I'm happy with those. So I'm going to pop through. If you're not happy with them, you can literally just rub your finger over it and they'll close up. And then I'm going to do another 3. And they're okay. That one probably out a tiny bit, but that's okay. So let's put these to one side. Let's get our coffee dyed paper or whatever it is you decide to use. I'm going to go for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 7 there. I think that'll probably be enough. So I'm going to fold this in half, like so. And then I'm going to cut them all in half with my big cutter. I'm going to do them all in one go, just because they should go through. Like that. Now I'm just going to check. Sorry. Okay, so this is going to be too big as it is when it's folded, I think. Definitely too tall, and I think it's going to be a little bit too long as well. So too wide, sorry. So I'm going to take just literally a little bit off there, and I'm going to take a bit off there. Let's try that. Okay, that's better. But what I am going to have to do is cut the corners off each of these. Okay, and I'm literally just going to fold these in half. And then hopefully these will fit. Hopefully. Yeah, it's going to be tight, but they do fit. So same with this one. Okay, so that is our two signatures. Okay, so I'm just going to grab my thread. dear me. Ignore my my noise. Crazy, crazy. There's one there. One there. Okay, so my smallest needle may be a bit big, but we'll give it a go. Okay, and then I'm just going to mark my spots here and pop through. Okay, and I'm going to just sew this one in quickly. So I'm doing a 3-hole pamphlet stitch even. Okay, so that is our signatures. You might want to just trim that there. And I'm just going to literally rub down on where this is, and it'll actually make the holes look less noticeable. I don't know if you can see me now, sorry. Okay, and then to close this, all I'm going to do as a closure is I'm going to use one of these really large kind of skeleton clips. Okay, and I am then going to do exactly the same with this little one, but I'm not going to make you watch this because it's going to be too painful for you. Okay, that one went through like a dream, which is typical. And all I'm going to use to close that is one of these tiny little paper clips. What do you call them? Yeah, paper clips. They're the Tim Holt ones. Little dutty things. Okay, I've decided I'm going to take this off because I'm not sold on it. So let me just take this off a sec. And I'm going to take this off because, like I said, I'm not 100% sold on that. I'm probably going to try and use some of this, which is a lot more delicate. And I'm also going to use this then to kind of tie the package together. So I think it will probably go better. They'll go in my scraps. I will tighten this one up later when I can find my tools. Yeah, I prefer that. It's possibly a bit thick for this, but I do prefer it. So we're going to pop this back in here, like that. And we've got our little set. So you've got your ephemera holder, where you can literally fill that to your heart's content. Got a lovely little bookmark there as a gift. You've got your large journal with 2 signatures, and you've got your small journal with just 1 signature. And then what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to wrap it up with this ribbon. Now you can put this in bags, you can do whatever you want to do with it, but I just found this stuff here, well, this stuff just looks perfect with any project, to be honest. So I just found I liked this, and so decided I was going to carry on using it. And again, if you want to, you can add a dangle. I've just knocked my paper clip off there. Okay. So if you want to, you can add a dangle to this to kind of set it off a little bit more. It's not going to go in there, is it? So you can do that. And I almost forgot our final piece, which makes an amazing bookmark. So I'm just going to pop that in there like that. And that is our gift set. So that one and that one, they really do make beautiful looking gifts. And as I said, with Christmas coming up, I can't fault it. And you know, these two, they both look completely different because of the types of paper I've used. This one looks very girly and floral, whereas this one just looks a little bit more funky. And as I said, I put a dangle on that one. You can do exactly the same if you want, but I haven't put a tag charm on this bookmark, and I have on this one. So just really, really simple gifts for Christmas, simple little projects. You could even do this and kind of attach it to the front of your journal if you were feeling overly generous. But yeah, I absolutely loved these when I saw them. They're super quick to make, super quick. And I think they look absolutely fantastic. So big thanks to Natasha from Treasure Books for the idea and the inspiration. And I hope you guys have enjoyed it. I'm going to leave you there now. As always, stay safe. I will catch you in the next video. So until then, bye for now.